Cozy Cloud Stories.
Freddy the Frog and the Crooked Lily Pad. In the middle of the sparkling lily lagoon lived Freddy, a bright green frog with the biggest round eyes and the springiest legs in the whole pond. Freddy loved hopping from lily pad to lily pad. He would bounce so high that the dragonflies would pause mid-flight just to watch. But lately, Freddy had a problem. Every time he tried to hop across the lagoon, he wobbled, wiggled, and splash! Fell right into the water. One sunny morning, Freddy sat dripping wet on a lily pad, grumbling. "It's not my fault," he muttered. "It's this silly lily pad. It's crooked." The lily pad, which had been enjoying the warmth of the sun, swayed gently. "Crooked? I'm perfectly fine," it said. Freddy puffed his cheeks. "You look fine, but the moment I hop on you, you tilt and I fall. It's all your fault." "Maybe it's your hopping," suggested the lily pad kindly. Freddy shook his head. "Impossible. I've been hopping since I was a tadpole." "Well, almost." Determined to prove he was right, Freddy decided to avoid the crooked lily pad. The next morning, he tried hopping across the lagoon using a different one. He crouched low, leapt high. He landed in the water again. "Humph," Freddy croaked. "This lily pad must be crooked too." Soon, Freddy had a whole list of lily pads he claimed were faulty. Some were too bouncy, some were too flat, and one he declared too round. The other frogs began to giggle whenever Freddy made his excuses. One afternoon, Freddy's best friend, Penny the pond turtle, swam by. "Freddy," she said gently, "I've been watching you. You're always blaming the lily pads, but have you ever thought it might be your hops?" Freddy frowned. "My hops? But they're perfect." "Are they?" Penny asked with a twinkle in her eye. "Close your eyes and try hopping onto that big lily pad over there." Freddy closed his eyes, bent his legs, and jumped. When he climbed back up, Penny smiled. "See? You're not landing in the center. You're always hopping to the side." Freddy's cheeks flushed. "But that means it's my fault?" Penny nodded kindly. "It just means you need practice. Even the best hoppers can get better." The next day, Freddy decided to try. Instead of blaming the lily pads, he focused on his jumps. He lined himself up carefully, bent his knees, and aimed for the middle. At first, splash. He still fell in, but he didn't give up. Day after day, Freddy practiced. He hopped in the morning when the mist curled over the water, and in the evening when the fireflies began to twinkle. The other pond creatures cheered him on. "Nice try," called the dragonflies. "You're getting closer," croaked the elder frogs. One morning, Freddy crouched on his favorite lily pad, the very one he'd first called crooked. He took a deep breath, leapt, and landed right in the center without a single wobble. "I did it," Freddy cheered, puffing out his chest. "It wasn't you, lily pad. It was me all along." The lily pad swayed in the breeze. "I know, but it's nice to hear you say it." From that day on, Freddy never blamed the lily pads again. Whenever he made a mistake, he stopped to think, "What can I do differently next time?" And as his hops grew straighter and stronger, so did his friendships. The other frogs noticed something else too. Freddy was smiling more. He wasn't weighed down by excuses or grumbles. Instead, he laughed at his splashes and hopped right back to try again. Penny often joined him for hop practice, and soon they were the fastest duo in Lily Lagoon. Freddy even taught the younger frogs how to aim for the center. "Remember," Freddy would tell them, "don't rush to blame the lily pad. Check your hop first. You might just find the answer is in your own legs." And whenever he said it, he remembered that sunny day when he learned one of life's most important lessons: take responsibility before blaming others. That evening, the setting sun painted the lagoon gold. Freddy sat on his once-crooked lily pad, watching ripples spread across the water. He felt proud, not just of his hopping, but of the fact that he'd learned to look inward before pointing a finger or a webbed toe. Somewhere nearby, a little tadpole wobbled onto a lily pad and slipped into the water. Freddy grinned, ready to help. After all, every frog starts with a few splashes. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. Sleep well and dream nice.